Five, four, three, two, one.
Welcome to Our Voices. Right now, we're on summer break, but I want to cut my break short right now, and I want to get back into the swing of things before I get in this full swing back in September. With me, he is no stranger. He's been with me once before. He is a playmaker, director, choreographer, and all of the above. I have Mr. Stuart Frazier. Stuart, how you doing?
I'm good, Ray, man. Good to be here. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. And with Stuart, I have two actresses that's in this play, Miss Jairis and Miss Mareshah. How you doing?
Good. Thank you for having us.
First of all, I want to say, Mareshah, happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
All right. Again, we're going to talk about, Stuart, your new play. It's called Abortion Weekend. And I saw this on social media, and it was very interesting because of the topic, the title. And it's in relation to what's going on right now. We are 1 year in the overturn of Roe v. Wade. And again, this play that you're directing does hit home because a lot of folks right here don't like abortion, Stuart, because again, we're in a red state. And again, I'm sure that this play will open eyes and again, hopefully see the light to some people. But before I get into the play, Stuart, please tell the audience something about you, and then Jairis and Mareshah, I want to ask you something about both of you. Stuart, you go.
I hate to cut you off. I just have to say, Stuart is not directing. We wrote and produced and directed the show ourselves. Stuart is our producer in West Virginia. Yes. Go ahead, Stuart. Take it away.
I'm sorry. So you had to correct me. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah. I was going to say that as well. I wanted to make that clear. These two young women are the writers. They're directing. They're the actors. They do the brunt of the work. I'm merely Black Empire Productions is merely producing the play here in West Virginia. But they are the brilliant minds behind it itself. So I want to make that clear.
All right.
But things about me, as you know, some of you may know, I'm the creative director of Black Empire Productions here in West Virginia, Charleston, West Virginia, where we strive to produce and showcase Black voices and Black actors and Black creatives here in West Virginia. I've been doing that for a few years now, but I've been in the theater space for well over a decade. I don't even like to talk about how long, but so I've been doing that for a long time. I'm excited to be here. I'm excited about this show. I'm excited to see what audience we'll get from this, and I'm excited about the discussion that hopefully will stem from this performance.
Jairis, now thank you for correcting me. Now, since you have Stuart backing you, right? He's backing you, correct? Am I right? I don't want to say anything else wrong. So, Jairis, Mareshah, tell me something about the both of you. Where are you from?
I am originally from Charleston, West Virginia, which is why I wanted to bring the play back to my hometown and give some of my friends and family an opportunity to see it. We first produced and put the play up last year during the Hollywood Fringe Festival. And there we won, I think, a total of 8 awards, and we were nominated for a lot more. and we got to go off Broadway with the play in December. And we recently finished our first year at Cal Arts in the film directing program, where we made an experimental documentary about the play. And we also made a short film version of the play. And we are in the process of collecting funding to make a feature film length version of the play, which was the goal for the play. The play was just to crowdfund for the feature length film. And now it has just kind of taken upon a life of itself. And we've been performing it in Washington, around LA, and now in West Virginia. So very excited to finally get the chance to perform it back home so that all my family and friends can finally see what I've been working on for so long.
Yes.
Mareshah?
I'm from Las Vegas, Nevada. I just turned 26 years old. We are now MFA 2 year students at Cal Arts, film directing, like Jairis said. This is just such a passion project of ours. We have been working on it now since 2019. So it has been a total of 4 years. And it's just beautiful to see what it's become and what it is becoming. And it's very shocking that it's become even more relevant than its conception. Yeah, I think that just all glory to God for everything that's coming about. Yes.
Now, ladies, abortion weekend, who created the idea? And again, how did it come to fruition? I mean, what spurred you to want to write a play about abortion?
So we were having a FaceTime phone call with a close friend from college. We actually went to school together in Berea College in Kentucky. That's how we met. And we were having a phone call with a close friend. And she was talking to us, and somehow we moved to the topic of abortion. And then we started to discuss all of the ways that we ourselves and our family members have, under the table, terminated pregnancies. And we were just like, this is insane that nobody talks about this. Like, you know, you hear stories from your grandma, you hear stories from your aunties, but nobody genuinely just talks about this in the sphere of media.
Mm-hmm.
So we turned and we looked at each other, and I promise you, at the exact same time said abortion weekend. And that's whenever we knew that this idea was clearly above us. And we started to devise it, started to kind of come up with key details. We're both preachers' daughters. So we knew that the main character inevitably had to be a PK because it's a very unique experience. And we knew that that was imperative to the story that we were telling. And I wrote a rough draft of the screenplay in 2020 during the pandemic after my granny passed. And after that, we kind of left it alone for a little while and then revisited it last year whenever a friend from my current writing program, well, what was my current writing program, had suggested that it be turned into a play. And I was like, I don't know much about plays, but I know Jairis does. Jairis has always like written so many plays, comes from a playwriting granny herself. So yeah, so I was like, Jairis, it's all you. You gotta figure it out. Jairis took the script and completely flipped it over on its head and made it a 2-person play where we're playing multiple characters. And yeah, now it's just living a life of its own.
Stuart, where do you come in on this?
Well, I come in, Jairis' mother actually suggested or spoke to my wife, Boomy, and said that, you know, I have this daughter and she's trying to put this play together in West Virginia and da 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 da. And then so Boomy came to me and said, well, you know, can you help them? I mean, can you help them find a venue, help them find a place to actually put this play together on? And I said, okay, yeah, let me look at it. Let me meet with them. We met. And you know, I really just fell in love with the concept, fell in love with the whole play. You know, I was confident and just love these two people, and just I knew that this was something brilliant. This was something that had to come here, and I just wanted to do everything in my power to make it a reality here in Charleston, or rather in St. Albans, technically, but so that's where it's going to be. It'll be in St. Albans, and it was really kind of just an interesting thing, a very fortuitous thing, because during our lunch, this interesting kind of story, Jairis had said that she had seen me play Othello like 10 years ago or something, and got her interested into Shakespeare and theater and things of that nature. And to have the opportunity to kind of come back full circle and be able to work with her and see the works that she has done, it's been really special for me. I mean, that's something I've been thinking about that for a while since you had mentioned it, and like, man, that's just really a special thing to sort of have go on, and something I could never have predicted something like that would be the case. So again, I'm just grateful to be a part of it, and I believe in them.
Now, as you well know, again, abortion is a hot topic. We're 1 year in as far as the overturn of Roe v. Wade. Jairis, Mareshah, what were your thoughts when you first heard about the overturning of Roe v. Wade? How did it make you feel?
So we found out about it the night before our last show.
It was actually the morning after.
The morning after.
Yeah.
Like the morning after our last show. So I think we were kind of in shock that we had written this play and just performed this play, and now all of a sudden abortion is illegal in a lot of states, and it just seems so like timely. Mm-hmm. And it was so strange because we wrote the show with no intention of talking about abortion needs to be legal or illegal. We wrote it with no intention of anything like that.
It's just telling
a story about a girl. So it was just so weird that now the show has become bigger than our intentions and bigger than us, and it kind of felt affirming from God that this idea was never yours to begin with. This story was never yours to begin with. You were just the vessels for something bigger that needs to be said. Yeah.
Now, Stuart, I know from a father perspective, how did it make you feel when you overheard the overturning of Roe v. Wade from a male's perspective?
I don't know if I have much of an opinion, but I mean, personally, I believe that it is a woman's right to her own body. So it was kind of disheartening and just sort of awful to sort of hear that. And hear that was a decision to be made, so it's, I've known people, who have gone through that, who've had abortions and whatnot. And, and we've all heard the arguments go back and forth one way or the other. For me, again, I'm not sure if I'm the right person to answer this or not, but, it really is just sort of a slap in the face to millions, billions of women. It's a slap in the face to I think people's personal freedoms and personal health choices and what they want to do with their own lives. To be able to say that you can't do something with your own body, your own life, your own whatever. It's never anything that would sit well for me. It never has been for a lot of issues like that. So,
Jairis, Mareshah, when we think about abortion, and all of the ramifications. As two African American women, I know you feel that, I'm sure you probably feel that it's really a slap in the face, because what folks, pro-life people, don't realize is African American women receive less treatment than white women. And so there are so many other complications, so many other issues that Black women face during pregnancy. And again, it's, folks don't understand, they don't really realize that. Share your thoughts on that, please.
Yeah, there's so much inequities that occur with healthcare of Black Americans, let alone to introduce maternal health care. The rate of Black women that die in comparison to their white counterparts, which is a statistic that we included within the play because it's literally ridiculous to fathom, but it's 243%. Not 100%, not 200%, but 243% more likely to die than their white counterparts just by giving birth. So I think that we, a lot of the times, like, for one, Black mothers already are a miracle, period. Black mothers are a miracle. But in this society, to strip the right of abortion from any woman, from anyone with a uterus, let alone a Black woman, a Black femme, it's insane, because we have not reached a place of equity in healthcare to be able to strip away that right. We haven't reached a place of equity in the foster care system to strip away that right. We haven't reached a place of equity in terms of education to strip away that right. So I just think that there's so many factors that go into it. And I think that inevitably it's just really devastating, because I think a lot of young women and girls will take it upon their own hands and have their own abortion weekends, which is what the play is about, but not anything that I would have fathomed that the world would be placed in the position to do while we were creating it. So yeah, it's just incredibly heartbreaking.
Jairis, looking to you. So when we look at the idea of the abortion, have in your role as the character, but I'm asking both of you, have you all seen any or felt any blowback, saying, you all are wrong, going to protest your play and this and it's wrong because it's wrong in the eyes of God and you're going to hell, you're murderers? Have you faced any of that?
Not yet. And I'm excited to. You're really making something good when people are mad about it. But I will say our play is very, more than anything, it's pro-love. I don't like to say it's pro-life or it's pro-choice. It's pro-love. And I feel like no matter what side politically you stand on, you can watch the play and feel seen. You can watch the play and leave with a different perspective. And if you're open, you won't feel the need to be offended by it, because we're not preaching any particular point of view. We are just telling a story. And we play every single character, and we embody so many different beliefs on the stage, and so many different perspectives about abortion on the stage, that it doesn't matter if you believe women should be able to get abortions or not, you can still watch the play and feel like I enjoyed it. I feel like I enjoyed it. And we've had several people watch the show who are pro-life, and they come up to us after and say, I don't really know what I believe anymore. Or they'll come up to us and say, I thought I was going to be really pissed off after seeing your play, but I'm not. It was funny. Thank you. And so we haven't had that pushback yet. I'm ready for it. At the same time, we have not performed in a place that is extremely pro-life. We've only performed in places where the majority of our audience is liberal. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So now that we are performing it in Charleston, West Virginia, where there are a lot of possibly pro-lifers that could potentially be in the audience, I am, I guess, kind of like bracing myself for protesters, or bracing myself for people to walk out and things of that nature. So I'm ready for it. I'm excited for it. And I just hope that people give it a chance.
Mm-hmm. Right. And I wanted to piggyback a little bit on that as well. We've been advertising this on social media and stuff like that. And actually, the other day, I did get a comment saying that this is disgusting, and a little angry face emoji on that, and to those people, I say, come see the show first, because they obviously have not seen the show. They just saw the words and made their own decision, which is, if you remember, Ray, that's something that happened on one of my last shows too. They just saw the words, yes, and made a decision, yes, to be pissed off about it. And I say to them, come watch the show. As Jairis said, come watch it. You'll be seen. You'll get something out of it, even if on whatever side of the fence or whatever ideas you may have. It's a show to be seen and to be experienced, and we can all get something out of it.
I've had this discussion on social media many times, and Jairis, Mareshah, Stuart can attest to this. On certain issues, I will argue back and forth. But what folks don't understand is when it comes to pro-life, it's one thing to be pro-life, okay? But I can respect a person who says they're anti-abortion than to say pro-life. Because again, pro-life is something sacred, but it's also broad. Because again, if you're talking about pro-life, let's look at the death penalty. If we want to talk pro-life, let's talk about police brutality on unarmed Black men. Let's if we want to talk about pro-life, let's talk about mass shooting in schools. I can go on and on and on. But what a lot of folks, right-wing folks, and I have some friends who are right-wing supporters who feel that abortion is murder. And what folks don't understand is there are underlying issues that lies within the pregnant mother. And sometimes, again, a decision has to be made whether you choose life of the child or life of the mother, or both. That's what a lot of folks don't understand. And again, and this play right here, I hope it opens eyes. I hope it opens hearts. I hope it opens minds to say, okay, now I see what you're talking about. Now, Mareshah, as a PK, what did your parents think about, what did your dad think about you performing in this play, Abortion Weekend?
He actually hasn't seen it yet. We do hope to do a hometown show in Vegas, so I hope that he'll come to that one. But as of yet, I'm not sure. He hasn't seen it yet.
Did you tell him about it?
Also a preacher, and she saw it and she liked it. One of the main topics of the play is religion. And it's a comedy, so it's satirical in a lot of ways. So I feel like probably more than the abortion issue, we say a lot of controversial things about religion itself that I think that can kind of shock people. And I know for me, I was really, really worried about that. Whenever my mom was coming to say it, I was like, I just don't want her to feel like it's blasphemous. I just don't want her to feel like it's blasphemous. And she didn't. She thought it was funny, and it really moved her, really touched her. And she really appreciated it. She saw it several times. So I think that, just getting that confirmation from her that she appreciated our opinion and what we said took a lot of the pressure off of us about the rest of our family seeing it. Yeah.
And I'm going to be honest, as PKs, it is inevitable to incorporate faith in our works. Like, it's inevitable. Like, God is at the root of every story. Love is at the root of every story. That is, period, point blank. It is impossible to separate the two.
Mm-hmm.
Stuart, you are behind the scenes on this, correct?
That's right. Yes.
Okay. And Jairis and Mareshah, you're front center. Has there ever been an emotional moment during this play that, it kind of sets you back and, you had to regather yourself? Because again, abortion, it is a touchy subject to folks. And again, when we talk about the life of an unborn child, again, it does touch some hearts. Has there ever been that moment for you where you got emotional and kind of maybe shed a tear or two?
Every time.
I think we cry every time we perform it.
Every time.
But for me, the tears come from, I think just, we talk about so many things in the play. We talk about abortion. We talk about sexual assault. We talk about religion. Queerness. We talk about religion. We talk about addiction. We talk about so many things that it's very vulnerable.
Yes.
So it's just such a vulnerable thing that we wrote, let alone to perform. And that's more so where the tears come from. It doesn't come from, thinking about, it's called Abortion Weekend, but that is such a slither of what the production is. The show itself is it's like throwing up all of these emotions from so many different places. And it's hard to perform, especially for people who are naturally judging it. They judge it, like Stuart said, they judge it based on the title. So it is so hard to be so vulnerable in front of anyone, let alone people who are judging you from the get-go. So, yeah.
Now, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Stuart. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. I was just gonna say, I think it is hard for audiences to sort of get that sometimes. I just want to point out that as actors, I mean, we're all artists here, and we're all meant to sort of create those emotions and bring those emotions. And I think, of course, that we feel those as well. And I think that's partly. I think that's a really another great reason to have more people come see this show, so we can create these moments where we can share these emotions with one another, with the audience, with each other, and it can be a really great relief, to sort of feel like, I do get that. Now that I see it on stage, I can get that. I can feel that. I do understand where that's coming from. So, if nothing else, come for a good cry, right?
Just a good laugh,
more than anything.
Or a good laugh.
Comedy.
Right?
It's a hilarious show.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
It really is. And I think that is the one note that we've gotten is people always feel like it's going to be a drama. And then they're sitting in the audience like, is it okay if I laugh? And it's like, yeah, it's okay. It's comedy.
Okay, I'm going to play devil's advocate on this right here.
Yeah.
How can I laugh when we talk about abortion, about killing unborn babies? I mean, that's how some folks are going to look at it. If they show up.
No, I love this question though, because in the Black community, we always find ways to laugh through our tragedy. And I think that is our strength. It truly is. There is this quote that says, comedy is nothing but tragedy with timing.
Mhm.
And it's like, we've used that so deeply in everything that we write, everything that we do, because there is healing through laughter. And there is healing through crying.
And nobody wants to sit through a boring, dramatic show about somebody about to have to get an abortion. Nobody wants to see that show. Nobody wants to see that.
But yes, I think the most beautiful thing is whenever people come up after the show and they're like bawling, but they've laughed so hard, but then they're like still bawling and they're just like, this touched me in so many ways. This helped me overcome my own sexual assault. This helped me overcome my own abortion. This helped me overcome my own family issues. Like, that's the most beautiful thing, is whenever people can feel those emotions that we are like embodying and also giving freely, and then they're receiving them with an open heart. I think it's like no better feeling in the world than to know you've touched somebody's heart.
And if you can make somebody laugh, you got them. You got them. Yeah.
Okay. Before I let you go, I want to we'll go a different route here. Well, I want you all to advertise Jairis and Mareshah. Give me a 30-second promo and advertise Abortion Weekend. Are you ready?
Okay.
Let me know when you're ready. I'll give you a few seconds to think about it.
He's gonna put me on a hot seat.
Hey,
Clock is on.
Since we're actresses, right? We got to on the whim. I mean, we got to do. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Yes.
And go.
You've heard of Tyler Perry, but have you heard of Jairis Carter and Mareshah Dupree? That same energy, but we gon' fem it up. We gon' add a little mix up. You've seen, men dressed up and do drag and all that, but have you seen women play male characters? I mean, probably not, except like Raven Simone and stuff. But that's what we do, and we embody so many different characters.
Yes.
Go for it.
And also, do you love yourself?
Yes.
Do you love other people?
Yes.
Come see Abortion Weekend, because that's what it's all about. Love. It's about learning to love who you are and love everyone else around you. Let's unify. Let's come together as one. Let's laugh. It's nothing but love. Yes.
Beautiful.
Come see the show. July 13th, 7 p.m. at the Albans Arts Center. Yes.
That was 36 seconds.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That was 30. Cut. That's all right. That's all right. It's all right. Stuart, it's your turn. You ready?
So me? Is it my turn? I can't. What am I gonna do that's better than that?
Well, hey, you better think of some director. Come on now. hey, you the Tyler Perry of West Virginia. Come on now. You ready?
Okay.
And go.
Come on down to the Albans Arts Center, July 13th. Only $10 at the door. Come see Abortion Weekend. We got brilliant writing, brilliant acting, brilliant stage performances by these wonderful, wonderful young ladies right before you today. It's going to be a show. You're going to laugh. You're going to cry. You're going to fall out your chair. You're going to touch your heart for the most. It's going to touch your heart, touch your mind. I want you to just come out here and just enjoy, have just an amazing time in the theater, have an amazing theatrical experience. Abortion Weekend. Come out here and challenge yourself, love yourself, and do it for baby dog.
Yes.
I'll be damned. You said baby dog. Do it for oh my goodness. That was 32 seconds, but that's all right. That's all right. That's all right. Again, Jairis, Mareshah, Stuart, thank you very much for coming on to Our Voices. Again, it is on July 13th at 7 p.m. at the Albans Arts Theater in St. Albans, West Virginia. Again, it is $10 at the door, one night only. Again, thank you very much for coming on Our Voice and sharing this experience right here. And again, I appreciate this, okay?
Thank you so much.
Well, take care. You all be safe. Don't go anywhere, okay?
Okay.
All right.